Hi Aries, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your monthly report for the month of December. We end the year with a very dramatic month to a very dramatic year. So I'm going to get right into it because there's so much to cover. So we end the month of November with a lunar eclipse that takes place at 8 degrees and 38 minutes of Gemini. And that's ruled by the planet Mercury, which is the planet of information and communication. And it's close to the world axis because anything at 7 degrees of the mutable signs hits the world at large. And those signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. So we can expect that a lot of activity. Eclipses are unpredictable, heightened times. There's a sense of urgency. There's a lot of activity, a lot of major beginnings and endings. People and circumstances can get eclipsed from our lives, and there can be major beginnings that come into our lives in a flash, just out of the blue. So it's intense. And so we've got this eclipse at the very end of November. That ushers in December because it's the 1st of December. It's the day after the eclipse. Neptune, which rules the sign of Pisces and rules the imagination and rules dreams and intuition, stations direct on November 28th. So it'll just have been direct, and we feel that energy 5 days after. And it's foggy, but the fog is getting removed. So we're getting more clarity. And the other thing with eclipses, we can find out things that we never knew about, or see things in a whole other way. And that could be happening this month as well. And on the 1st of December, Mercury, which is the planet of communication, exits the sign of Scorpio and enters the sign of Sagittarius, where it will transit until December 20th. And it's transiting in your house of promotion and learning and teaching. And it's really good for manifesting and tapping into enthusiasm and hope in this difficult time. And then on December 5th, Venus, which is transiting in your house of intimacy and joint finances and debt and rebirth and transformation, forms a beautiful trine to Neptune, which rules the imagination and is transiting in your house of the subconscious mind. And this is a beautiful energy for doing healing work around loss, around wounds and pain, around relationships, and around just what you want to manifest in 2021. And it's a beautiful, creative, and very empathetic energy. And then on December 9th, the sun in Sagittarius squares Neptune in the sky, and that can feel depleting, but that also is good manifesting energy, because again, you need to believe it to be true in order to manifest, and Neptune rules our imagination. And on the 13th of December, Mercury, which is transiting in Sagittarius, squares Neptune in the sky. And the same is true, really trying to write down things you want to manifest, journaling, do a vision board, really, do meditation, manifest as much as you can. That also can be a time where more secrets get uncovered, because Neptune definitely can represent deceit and deception. And it is the day before a total solar eclipse that occurs on December 14th at 11:17 a.m. Eastern Time. And that falls in your house of higher learning and manifesting and teaching and publicity. This is an excellent new moon because it's ruled by new moon eclipse, because it's ruled by Jupiter, the grand benefic, the planet of manifesting and optimism and good fortune. And in this new moon eclipse, Venus in Scorpio forms an aspect to Jupiter, the ruler of the new moon eclipse, and those are the two benefics of the zodiac, so that's manifesting energy. And Mercury in Sag forms a beautiful trine to Mars in your sign. And that means that through our thoughts that we can manifest through action ultimately, and trying to take the steps to get that going. And so that's beautiful energy and really hopeful energy, and definitely set some time to write down your intentions, do the law of abundance, focus on what you want to manifest for 2021. This new moon eclipse also squares Neptune, and Neptune squares Mercury in this new moon eclipse. Mercury in Sag is conjunct the south node of karma. So again, more information can get uncovered, and there will be things we're releasing or things that are getting dissolved in this process. There will be a lot of things dissolving and letting go in December with all of this Neptune. And I think it's interesting that there is such strong Neptune influence in December because we've been in such a year of Capricorn reality. And so I think for all of us, we need to be able to rest. We need to process our emotions and pain, and we need to just to be, we need rest. We need tranquility. Not that we're necessarily going to achieve that right now, but I think we need to feel and we need to weep the tears, and that's part of this. So then we have another big event coming up on the 16th or 17th. No, before that, actually. On the 15th of December, Venus in Scorpio forms a helpful aspect to Saturn in Capricorn, structuring what we want to create. And then Venus exits the sign of Scorpio and enters the sign of Sagittarius, where it will be until January 8th. And that's a fun, joyful placement of Venus, good for socializing, or at least connecting with people and feeling more optimistic. And Chiron, the wounded healer, stations direct in your sign on the day of December 15th at 5 degrees of Aries. And this is also a big deal because Mars has been in your sign for, the second, basically half of the year. And Mars retrograded on September 9th and was retrograde until November 13th. And this brought up a lot of shadow issues around courage or self-esteem or anger or, lack of passion or hope. And so, and with Chiron, the wounded healer, bringing up issues around vulnerability around self, this is a good opportunity to do healing work around all of this, and has been for you. So Chiron stationing direct in your sign is a big deal as well. Mars just stationed direct in your sign last month on November 13th, and Mars hadn't retrograded in Aries since 1988. So really making the most of this, of achieving what you want to achieve, and also doing a lot of self-work right now. And then on the 16th or 17th of December, depending on what time zone you're in, Saturn enters the sign of Aquarius, and it takes place on 9:04 p.m. Pacific time on December 16th, or 12:04 a.m. Eastern time on December 17th, or whatever else time zone you're in, adjust it to that. And that is a huge deal. Saturn is going to be transiting in your house of friends and groups and enlightenment and community and connection and innovation and technology and brilliance. And this is really exciting because it really is marking the beginnings of the age of Aquarius. And Saturn will be in this house for you until March of 2023. And really, thinking with commitment of the people with whom you want to align yourself and connect with, and the people maybe you will be rethinking certain friendships where either maybe you're purging certain people that have become toxic or that you've outgrown one another, or perhaps you're putting more restrictions on certain friendships that you want in your life but maybe not at the same level. And the other thing too is that Jupiter, which is the luckiest planet, enters the sign of Aquarius on December 19th. And that's also really exciting. And Jupiter will be in Aquarius on and off until December 29th of 2021. And Jupiter is the grand benefic, and this means to me that the opportunities are infinite for connecting and networking and brilliance and innovation in a time where all of us really need to come together and rebuild. And for you, it's going to bring so many opportunities for networking and creating new opportunities for marketing yourself, but also for learning and innovation. It's really exciting. And the two meet up together on the winter solstice on December 21st. So the winter solstice occurs on December 21st at 5:02 a.m. Eastern Time. And I neglected to say that Mercury actually enters the sign of Capricorn on December 20th and will be there until January 8th. So we have Mercury transiting in Capricorn in your house of career until the 8th of January. And that's where the sun will be transiting as of the 21st for a month. And the whole Capricorn tale that we've all been dealing with around restructuring and letting go of old structures and building new ones in our lives for you has been in your house of life goals. It's been a big deal around your ambitions and what you want to achieve. And so the winter solstice is this time of ushering in the age of Aquarius, because Saturn and Jupiter meet up that day at 1:21 p.m. Eastern Time at 0 degrees and 29 minutes of Aquarius. And they form what's called a great cycle. They meet up every 20 years. Saturn is the structure and Jupiter is the vision. And focus on what the vision is you want to structure on the winter solstice, the longest day of the longest night of the year in the northern hemisphere. So figure out what you want to do right now with this energy, and on that day really focusing on what you want to manifest with the age of Aquarius. I think the possibilities are infinite. And then on the 24th to the 25th of December, the sun in Capricorn is squaring Chiron in your sign, and that brings up the wounds. And obviously we're all feeling wounds. There's no way that any of us is not feeling this on some level. And on the 26th of December, or the 25th, depending on what time zone you're in, the 26th or the 27th rather, the sun trines Uranus. The sun in Capricorn in your house of career forms a beautiful aspect to Uranus in Taurus, which is in your house of income and how you earn money. And that's very innovative energy and really, in a sense, creative. It's like the magician card, I think, and that's exciting. And then on the 29th of December, we have a full moon in Cancer, and it occurs at 8 degrees and 53 minutes of Cancer in your house of home and family. There could be emotional release or closure with some issues around family. Maybe you've been doing work on your house or real estate projects, and that comes to completion. Again, a full moon close to the ending of the year in the sign it rules, very emotional energy. And then on the 31st of December, on the final day, we have the moon in Leo, and the final aspect it makes that day is a trine to Chiron in your sign. And I feel the moon in Leo. Leo rules the heart chakra, and it's transiting in your house of romance and creativity on that night or that day. And it's forming a beautiful aspect to the wounded healer, and we are doing our healing work through opening up our hearts in a time where we've had to work under a lot of limitations and isolation. And the other thing I noticed on the day that Jupiter enters Aquarius on December 19th, Venus trines Chiron that day. Venus in Sagittarius makes a beautiful aspect to Chiron in your sign, and the Mercury is conjunct the Sun that day. And I think it means that that we are doing our healing work through connecting with each other in this age of Aquarius, and it's a good sign to me as we begin and we look forward to beginning the year of 2021. So good luck, Aries. This has been a very tough time, and you've had a lot going on this year. So good luck, and thank you very much. Take care.